Hey everybody, welcome back to Brown Thumb Nursery. I am Rob, and I am here to show you a little bit about propagating hydrangeas. Now, we've showed you this before. Many people showed you this before, but if this is just a refresher, nothing wrong with that. But anyhow, what I have here is a, well, let me look. It's a silver dollar hydrangea. So this is actually a plant that I did from a cutting a couple years ago. And anyhow, it just needs trimmed back a little bit, and it's always good to trim your plants back so they'll bush out. But the main reason is because I want to take cuttings. So I'm going to take and cut off some of these branches, and then I'll show you what to do with those. So let's see, I'm going to take and leave. I want one bloom this year out of this plant. So I'm going to take everything except for that branch that's going to give me one bloom. So go ahead and take several of these branches. I'm just going to kind of lay them aside. There. Set them over here. This one here. Now down here, I'm going to go ahead and leave one leaf node right here so that it can branch off from there. So I'll go ahead and clip that above that node so that we can get more branching there. And of course, this is all going to branch out some more here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this one down and leaving that single node there. Take that. I'm going to take this one. And let me see here. Man, I don't know. Maybe I could take... Boy, I could almost get 3 blooms if I left that right there. I think I will. I'll just leave that little section right there. And I'll take this over here. Yeah, take that. So now you have a perfectly pruned plant that's going to start to bush out and be beautiful for the growing season. But what I'm going to do now that I've pruned it, I'm going to take, and I've got some fertilizer here. It's this is just a little container that I put it in to keep with the lid that I can keep out in the rain. But this is just a slow release fertilizer. So anytime I pot anything up, I always put a slow release fertilizer on it. So get that done. Set that over here in the place where it's going to get watered. Then I'm going to grab a tray. I already filled this up actually with my pine fines. So which is just basically, let me show you here. It's just ground up pine bark. It's not the tree, no wood in it, it's just the bark. It's finely ground. Let's look at how we're cutting these off. Now you can see it was about to flower. It's about to flower. So none of that there is going to be worth anything. That was all going to go to building the flower, and we're not using that. So that'll go to the compost. I always have a compost bucket here beside me. And anyhow, what I'm going to do is from about here, I'm just going to take and strip all the leaves off. And now, if you want to take a look here, see how you can see the brown, maybe the more brown wood here, and then the more green wood here. So this is all, this is what you could consider kind of semi-hardwood, and then this is softwood. Hardwood would be even harder than that. But anyhow, I'm going to use all of these nodes. Now, probably right in here, these nodes right in here are going to be about your best, chances of survival. But this one here will, if this only has 50% chance and that has 90% chance, if you don't use that cutting, you have 0% chance. So that's kind of my theory of that. But anyhow, so what I do is, of course, I already cut that off of the bush at about a 1/4 inch from the thing, and you cut that off there. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut that next one right below that node, about a 1/4 inch below there. Cut that at a 47-degree angle, and then right there is my first cutting. And you can see I've got just one single node on that. So I'm going to go ahead and actually stick that. I'm going to just cut them and stick them right as I go. Stick them down in the ground. Basically, the smaller they are, the more you have to shove them down in there or whatever. But So just kind of watch. I'm just trying to let you see what I'm doing here. Cut, stick, cut, stick, cut, stick. Now this one here, it's got that really soft, flexible stuff. I'm going to take this leaf and these leaves, I'm going to leave a little bit, but I'm going to cut off most of the leaf off of there so that it doesn't dehydrate. And I'm actually going to leave this node that's got the leaves and this one, because I don't want it to dry up, and I just feel like that's going to be a good idea. Now when they get really soft like that, it's a good idea to use a dibbler of some sort and make it so you don't destroy your cutting when it's in there. So anyhow, there's one branch. So I'm going to go do the same thing. I'm going to pull off the leaves starting at the top and just pull them off like that. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and just cut and stick. Oh no, I dropped one. Now it's important for everybody to get their own way of doing things. Now I actually do it different than most people do it, and it works for me. You need to get your own way that you like. What I like to do, see, basically all of my cuttings that I do, whether it's elderberries or just whatever, any kind of shrubs, I always like to go underneath the node about 1/4 inch and cut it at that angle. So a lot of people actually cut above that and leave a 1/4 inch on top. Okay, so now that's a good method. Both of them work. So, but anyhow, just because it makes it easy for me to remember, because I do all my other cuttings this way, that's the way I do. If I happen to drop it, oh, I dropped it, I don't know which way is up, which side's up. Oh, which side's up? Well, the part that has the 1/4 inch on the bottom. So that's just how I do it. And you make, like I say, you make your own decision on how you do that. So I'm gonna just keep here and going here. Oh, you can't see, can you? So yeah, one more here like that. Boy, they're getting pretty soft up there. That's pretty good there. Boy, this one here. Now this here, where the flower is, I got to take all of that flowering material off of there. Okay, you don't want any of that flowering material on there, because the plant, what's left of this little plant thing is going to try to make that flower, and we don't want it to do that, because it'll end up it'll just put all its energy there and won't put energy into making roots. So we want it to make roots. So all right, next one, same thing, over and over and over. Same thing, just stick them in there. See that? I know which top and bottom, because I got that 1/4 inch from there and I left that there. So taking off the leaves and the flowers. Next one, same thing, just keep going. Now look at how long from this node to this node it is on that one. So it's just, you never know what you're going to get. They're always a little bit different, but they all work. Like I say, on that top one, I'm leaving those last 2 nodes, just because it would just dry up and shrivel up if it didn't have enough plant material to absorb from. All right. Okay, see, now I cut this off of the tree, or off of the shrub, a little bit longer than 1/4 inch, which There ain't nothing wrong with that. And if I'm going to plant it right away, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it and just stick it right in there. So no harm, no foul. Just keep on going. Only going to get about a half a tray out of this plant, but that's okay. I'll probably have to grab another plant from over there and do another one. Finish out the tray, I mean. So, yeah, see how soft and tender. This will shrivel up and dry so easily if you don't have your humidity or your hydration game in place. So, boy, that is so soft. So you definitely got to take and dibble for those soft ones, or you'll end up ruining them. So there we go. That's half a tray. Well, we might get close to a tray. See, now this here, okay. Oh, I just pulled off a little branch here. Let me just go ahead and stick that in there as a cutting. Well, you can't see, so just kind of show you what I end up with here. So see how that was just a little tiny branch off of that? It's got a node down here and then a couple of nodes up there. I'm going to go ahead and use that. And it's so tiny that I am going to use a dibbler. Stick it down in there. It might grow, it might not. But if I don't plant it, it won't grow for sure. So let's see here. Let me go right here. So now we've got several, this branch here has got several branches on it. So you can get cuttings off of this branch, cuttings off of this branch, cuttings off of this branch, cuttings off this branch. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut a small branch off of there, right there. Okay, now we've got one we can work with. So we just rip the leaves off. You see how I don't rip them all, these ones up here, because what will happen is I'll break that if I just rip them off like that. So what I have to do is go ahead and clip those off with some snips. So there we go. And then trim those leaves a little bit. We're good to go. Now let's make our cuttings. All right, now to the next one. Now this down here is hardwood. This is semi-softwood, semi-hardwood. This here from last year's branch is, whoops, very hard. So what I'll do is I'll cut this off here, down here at this node here. Can you see that? There's a node. I'll go right underneath that for my cutting. But this here will root, it will just take longer. So it may end up rooting in this pan or it may not. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in there because you just don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave all that just like it is and stick it in there. Now we got the piece that I cut off there. So I'm gonna go ahead and rip my leaves off. Go ahead and cut these leaves off and trim those leaves. And those flowers, boy, I'm gonna have to get in there really close. Cut those, get those. I try not to damage the base of it. So if I don't get it all, I'll just leave it for now and then I'll go keep an eye on stuff and prune it back later. I should leave one with the flower on it just to show you how that it'll shrivel up. Let me do that. Unless, well, maybe it won't shrivel up. So I'll go ahead and trim those leaves back a little bit and I'll leave that. Okay, so that one that I'm leaving the flower on, I'm going to place it on this front corner up here, all the way up on the corner, just so we'll remember where it was at. You can always look back and see which one it was. And see what happens. when we pull these out, we'll see how the roots look on that one. It'll probably grow roots slower than the others, but so anyhow, we'll check it later and see what it does. Next, I'm gonna take and cut that, lay that aside. So it kind of looks like I'm gonna get a full tray. So that's pretty good for that little, not very big plant. Hi, sweetie. How you doing?
Good.
I'm doing a video. You want to say hi to everybody?
Yeah. Hi.
You gonna help me? Oh, you're all clean. I don't want you to get all dirty. But that's my little helper there, huh?
Can you start this all over again?
No, because I already did the whole tray.
No. We can keep it like this and we can like say our names.
Oh, you can say your name.
Not together.
Okay, we can both say our names together.
Okay, do it.
Okay.
You do it.
You comfortable?
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rob.
I'm Harley.
And we are here to show you how to do hydrangea cuttings. Very good. Hey, we got Harper over here. Hey, let's do it all again. Let's all say our names, okay? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rob.
I'm Harley. I'm Hyper.
You're hyper?
Harper!
Well, she might be hyper too, huh?
Can I poke the holes?
Yep, I got 3 more holes to poke.
Does this work? Yep, it does. Just making sure. Nope. Throw my free.
Okay, so we all got them all stuck there in the tray, and now you need to think about a few things that you need for when you're doing cuttings of any type. Honestly, well, just about any type. Is you need humidity or mist in the air or on them. And you need shade. Now you need light, but not so you don't want to put them like in a closet where there's no light at all. But you want them in a, so you can see here, I've got this basically a shade. It's like, I think a 50% shade, in this little structure here. So that's what I'm using.
Helper coming.
Huh?
A little helper's coming.
Another helper, okay.
Let's restart it again.
Oh man, we got to start it again. We got another helper. You gonna come on up here? Come on up here so we can all say it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rob.
I'm Harley. I'm Santa. I'm Harper.
Okay, now all we're missing is Mia, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe she'll come and introduce herself. I don't know. But anyhow, so what we're getting ready to do now that we've got the cuttings done is we want to water it. Yeah, so the first thing we do is water it generously. And so I'm going to carry it over here and put it in my area here.
What bench? This bench. I'm doing a shower. Okay.
You're not getting the ones around the edges. You're back up. You're gonna end up washing them out. Hey everybody, welcome back to Brown Thumb Nursery. I'm Rob.
I'm Harper. I'm Mia. Harley.
You're...
I'm Mia. I'm Santa.
They'll figure out their names here in a minute. Okay, so there you have it. That's really all you need to do is just set them and forget them, but they've got to be getting mist or... Now, if you remember my channel from at the previous place we lived, I had a propagation frame where it had glass over it and it would seal in the humidity. So with that system, I was able to just put them in there and then not do anything ever again until I'm ready to plant them up, because they would root. You wouldn't have to water them anymore. But with this system, you have to water them or have them in the mist system. Now I've got these sprinklers that provide like a mist, and it actually just kicked on a minute ago. We had to vacate the area so that we didn't get all wet. But anyhow, so and you're gonna have to get it dialed in how you from your sprinkler heads, what it's gonna take to keep them moist pretty much all the time. You want them to stay not saturated. The trays I put those in, they have a hole in the bottom, for drainage. And now, so you want to make sure that whatever you're doing, that you're watering, has holes in the bottom so that it drains, so that if you get too much water, it doesn't cause them to drown. So just trying to think of all the little things you might think of, and then just make sure that they stay moist. And now, if you saw that little short I did a couple months ago, those, we put them in like a gallon-sized pot, and then just put a Walmart bag over it and seal that up to keep the humidity in, like its own little humidity dome. So, there's all kinds of ways you can do it. You just need to remember light, but not sunshine, not direct sunshine, humidity, and, just a medium for them to grow in. And you could literally stick them in water, I think, and do it. I've never done hydrangeas that way, but the transition out of rooting in water to soil is usually a difficult thing. A lot of times you lose some cuttings that way. So I don't like doing them in water or anything in water. All right, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and hopefully you learned something from that, and we will catch you on the south side. God bless.
God bless. God bless.